Oh no. That was that. Let's see. What else? Welcome to Cinema Sevas. Here's some random knowledge about the Bible. Humble hearts tend to find God. There's a common pattern between people who have some form of humility towards a higher power and the Lord, using that to work through them and to use them or partner with them, because the Lord doesn't use anybody, he partners with them. So yeah, it's a random Bible knowledge. Like, think about Abraham, it was his faith. And that takes humility. It takes humility to freaking admit that you're probably hearing a higher power, higher source. So yeah, random Bible knowledge. A lot of big characters in the Bible have some form of humility that allows them to experience God. And that's why, I mean, it's literally biblical too. The Lord says that he hates pride and that he stays away from it, because within someone who has a lot of pride, it is hard to convince them of any form of idea that is, how would you say, is not their own, I guess. And if they're stubborn to receive it. Also, another random knowledge, faith. I actually was a little bit annoyed about the word faith. Faith as in, like, you have to have faith in God. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Here's maybe one part of the Rubik's Cube. Faith in God is your yes to him on a deep level. Faith in God is yes to him on a heart level posture. Like, this is subconscious yes and conscious yes. This is your entire being saying yes to him. And that's why he requires faith. Like, I kind of would get annoyed about the Lord. It would be Jesus who would ask if they had faith. Someone had to have faith whenever there was a healing going on. And it always annoyed me. I was like, why? Aren't you freaking Jesus? Aren't you God? Like, why? But I think a huge part that we forget is the fact that the Lord respects our free will a lot more than people respect other people's free will. And so that yes to that healing is their faith and is their consent, essentially. Somewhere in their heart, they consent to the Lord to heal them. The Lord literally waits for consent of people to move in their lives. And that is why a lot of people somewhere don't have the consent of yes to the Lord, the sincerity. So the Lord may not move until he has that full consent. He is not going to peer pressure anything. He's going to let you at your timing. It's his timing, technically, but he lets you have it. It's weird. I don't know, it's a complex thing. The Lord is complex and simple all at the same time. Like, this idea, Yahweh, like, Yahweh is complex and simple. Here's another one. Knowledge without understanding is useless. I think that kind of just says it. Knowledge without understanding is useless. So many of us want to know things and not understand them. A random knowledge fact. I don't think a lot of people know the difference between pride and confidence. And I, myself, kind of fit in that. I have been learning for like the past 2-3 years the difference between pride and confidence, and knowing how to move in confidence and knowing how to stay away from pride. And those are pretty hard to distinguish if you don't know the difference. Very, very difficult to distinguish. And so I honestly pray that the Lord would teach me. And it wasn't even me who asked the question, it was actually the Lord. I remember the Lord, I don't know what was going on. I had just met my my wife, then girlfriend, And I just remember thinking, like, no, it wasn't. I was just talking with the Lord. Oh, it was about my music. I was listening to a lot of funk. And I was just like, like, I get why car guys would listen to a lot of funk. Like, you gotta have confidence to drive. And then I was like, but why do you have to listen if you have confidence? Like, confidence is kind of like the foundation. Like, you don't really need anything else if you have the confidence. And so then the Lord was like, it's pride. And I was like, oh. He's like, it enables pride in them, giving them false confidence. And I was like, oh, that's facts. He's like, do you feel it in yourself? I was like, yeah, I do actually. Like, I feel confident about my driving skills, but I'm just being prideful about it and not really confident, because when the music goes off, I might not drive as good as I was. And then the Lord asked, Sebas, do you know the difference between pride and confidence? And I was like, no, I actually don't know the difference. Teach me. And so since then, I've been learning the difference between pride and confidence, and I realized that I had a lot of pride. And pride usually stems from like insecurities. Anything that you're ashamed of, insecure about, like pride is like this mud to a wound. It doesn't really help anything. But confidence is like the healing of that shame, bringing that shame to the Lord, bringing that insecurity to the Lord, and allowing the Lord for you to learn to be confident and like going through the healing process. Something that also has been really on my mind has been, where'd the guy go? Has been the pain of healing over the pain of death. Like dying, and not biblical dying, like die to live or live and die, something like that. I'm just talking about just basic healing. Like the pain of healing, of enduring stitches, surgeries, physical therapy, that pain over death, avoiding the surgery, avoiding the physical therapy, crippling your body, and just dying slowly. Which pain do you want to face? Both physically and mentally, and spiritually, if there's a spiritual aspect in that. But yeah, which pain do you want to face? And so it has encouraged me to do my best to heal as much as possible, both physically and mentally and spiritually, and sticking to the Lord. Like, I need to stick to the Lord. Dude, I'm getting closer to going to El Salvador, and I'm starting to smell everything. Everything El Salvador, bro. I'm just like, smells like El Salvador. Smells like El Salvador. I'm like, this humidity feels like El Salvador, even though the humidity is nothing like El Salvador right now. But back to what I was saying. Healing and doing the painful part of healing. It's far more worth it in the end. And you're gonna have pain in either one, so it's kind of just like pick which one you want to go through. The pain of, basically what people would say, like the pain of regret or the pain of success. Which pain do you want? And then face your demons. And know, as a Christian, as a follower of Christ, you're not facing them alone. Face yourself and know, as a follower of Christ, you're not facing them alone. The Lord will face you with you, and the Lord will face your demons with you. And the Lord will show you who you are as you do that. That has been like a little bit of loop, probably because I recently told that to somebody, but in my head, I feel like this knowledge, this like what I'm talking about may sound very simple, but I have no clue. I have no clue. Maybe somebody needs this. Maybe a freaking kid needs this. And I get to be the older adult. But yeah, that's been what's cycling through my mind recently, and something that I want many people to know, because I think it's worth it. And I believe in people. I oddly do. I don't know if I should, but I do. I oddly believe that people could still make a difference for the better. I oddly believe that the fire or the the doom that we're leading ourselves to can be avoided. And I don't know. I don't know if it should be. I don't know if I should. I don't know. Even biblically, like, I don't know if I should be thinking that way. Should I say, oh, yes, 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 I don't want revelation to happen? That might be more of a heart posture on my own thing. But, I mean, I do want it to happen. But I also want to see what the world could look like. And maybe that's what it takes. Maybe that is what it takes. Having that happen is what it takes. So, but yeah. I've got a lot of dying to do. And I feel like it's only just begun. But in a good way, not in a bad way. I can feel I've honestly been relating to, nowhere near that level, but relating to Jesus not wanting to obey the Lord on the cross, before the cross, asking for a way out. I can feel that in myself. I've been wanting a way out. And the Lord's will be done.